everyone. I feel so good when I wear black. I feel like I'm about to give you guys the heat. Hi everyone and welcome back. You are hanging out with me, Naledi M official on Hotspot, and today is the day that we start getting into insecurities and what being insecure feels like, because people have a tendency. Okay, let's not jump right into it right now. But anyway guys, welcome back to another chill session with me, and today's video is going to be really fun because it is based off season 5 of Insecure that is premiering on the 25th of October, channel 103 on One Magic at 10 p.m. Central African time. Now when I tell you that I am so excited I could die, I'm not kidding. Like, you know what, Issa Rae did something with Insecure, and to know that it is the 5th and last season honestly has me in a chokehold. Like I want to fight someone in that team. I'm hoping that they ending Insecure to start another version following someone else's life, because I do feel like following Issa's life was great, but to have like a kind of different viewpoint would also be really cool. But I don't want it to end. That's my point. Why do good things have to come to an end? No guys. For today's video, I decided that I would do kind of like a Q&A on my social media and ask people when last the opposite sex made them feel insecure, whether it's in a platonic relationship, romantic relationship. So I'm just gonna read out a few of them today on camera and give you guys my opinion. So it's gonna be answering all your questions about when the opposite sex made you feel insecure, and they make us feel insecure all the time. Personally for me, I'm someone who suffers because I've got really bad insecurities, and this is something that I told myself I would work on. But being in the social media space all the time, your insecurities are heightened. Like you worry about everything. You worry about looking good, you worry about wearing lashes, you worry about your hair being good. But also in a relationship with other people, there's so much expectations that I feel like if someone sees me without makeup, they're gonna go off and think, she's not as pretty as she looks, you understand? So I know that obviously those are very minimal in comparison to the insecurities we face on a day-to-day basis. So I decided to ask some of my followers when last they felt insecure and share a little bit about it with you guys. Right, first person was anonymous, because you know, gotta keep it anonymous. Anonymous said, I felt insecure when I saw my boyfriend's Twitter account full of girls that didn't look like me. Oh my goodness. In the last relationship that I was in with Drake, that is the one thing I suffered from a lot. Like he would always say, no, I like women who are built like you, I love your body structure. But every time I would check on like the kind of females that he liked and the kind of, you know, infidelities that we would end up having, all the women were extremely skinny. They were skinny, they looked nothing like me, they weren't as loud, super meek, super just look good and be good. And then I realized that he hated me. That's when I realized that he hates me. My own boyfriend hates me. Bruh. The next anonymous said, I felt insecure when I realized that he officially has this gym partner he can't disappoint and keeps on going to gym even on Sundays. What? Even on a Sunday? Sundays are for lovers. Sunday is not for training. What is he doing? Anonymous, that one's a bit trigger. I don't know. Oh guys, by the way, that's my new iPhone 13 Pro Max. You know, I got but I don't know about that. Hey, I feel like that's really weird. Personally, nobody goes to gym on Sundays. I'm pretty sure no one goes to gym on Sundays. So, girl, watch that one. Anonymous said, I felt insecure when I realized that he had a female he calls when he's not okay. Apparently, she can calm him down. So what? So what's the role that you're playing? Hey, you see, this is why having like partners who have friends of the opposite sex kind of scares me because the lines get blurred very, very easily. Like, I have no issue with my boyfriend or my partner having female friends, but I would just like him to respect the boundary that you can't be able to share something with your female friend that you can't share with me. I'm your partner. I'd like to believe that to a certain degree there should be a hierarchy, and I want to be at the top. Thank you. Someone actually said 2 days ago, I felt insecure because 2 days ago a cousin of mine made a comment about my weight. Oh my goodness, I can't stand this so much. Some family members, not all, have this really weird habit of commenting on our weights, especially when we grow up, and it just makes me feel like, why does it matter to you so much? You know, like, I'm happy with my weight, I'm happy with where I am, and if I have an issue with my weight, I will address that issue. But until then, I personally feel like it shouldn't be anyone's place to comment on people's weight. It's so mean, it's so disheartening, and family members don't realize the insecurities that they impart on us when they comment on things like that about us. I mean, what about you? Okay, Anonymous said, I felt insecure when I discovered he hasn't deleted his ex's pictures on his Instagram. I would fight. Yeah, no. No, guys, please, honestly, please, when you decide to date somebody else, please make sure that you leave no room to create any sort of conflict with that person. You get rid of the person that you were with because you're actively making the decision to move on. Now, I understand that in certain instances, yes, we can move on from people, but we don't get rid of their pictures and things like that because it's still a sore part. But until you get to a point where it no longer hurts you, don't get into a relationship. You know what I mean? It's just not fair. It's not fair on the other person. Like, I don't even know why we're telling grown-ups things that, imagine if you did that, Anonymous, to him. He would be upset about it. And also, have you asked him? Have you told him how you feel about it? You know, I know that as women, we don't want to seem insecure. We want to seem like we're the cool girl and we're down to ride. No, don't be down to ride. Don't be down to ride. Don't be the cool girl. You get nothing from being a cool girl. Please listen to me. I'm imparting these words of wisdom. You get nothing from being a cool girl. The Anonymous said, I realized he made me feel insecure when he said, I don't date. Then he dated somebody else. Girl, he been. Bruh. You know, I think the truth in the statement is that maybe he just didn't know how to tell you that he didn't want to date you. And I know that insecurity and that pain and that heartache, it sucks. But I feel like he saved you from the potential hurt he could have potentially put you through. Because imagine if he had dated you when he didn't even like you or want to date you. He probably would have ruined your spirits, your heart, made you feel so bad about yourself. And you know what? The last thing you need is any man making you question yourself as a partner, as a woman, and anything of the sort. Like, I'm glad that you got rid of him. Oh my goodness. So Anonymous said, I dated a guy for 3 years and he never ever complimented me or told me that I'm beautiful. Now, I am someone, when it comes to compliments and words of affirmation, this is so important to me as an individual, because I am someone who loves to be affirmed, and not just affirmed by anyone but by my partner. And when you are with someone who doesn't affirm you, compliment you, assure you, it's really not a good idea to stay, because it really does play on your self-esteem, and with time that self-esteem is shown through your insecurities. If he doesn't tell you you're beautiful but he's constantly liking other women's pictures, that is very strange. And I think the last Anonymous, this one was weird. She said, I felt insecure when I realized that my ex places the mother of his kids over me. He would always pick her up, be there when she needs him, but every time I asked for his help, he would always say he's busy or have an excuse. I don't know how this makes me feel. I walked into this knowing that he has a child, but I did not think for a second that he would make me feel like less than the mother of his kids. You see? You see? You see? Do you see? Personally, this one is tricky and it's hard because you admit and you've come clean about the fact that you know that you walked into this, but you don't deserve the treatment that you're getting. I think you need to sit down, talk to him and ask him, does he still have feelings for the mother of his child? Because the way he's acting, you would think that he's trying so hard to please her, but at the end of the day, you don't really know why he's doing all that stuff. And there are some men who definitely place the mother of their kids over anyone because they have access to the children. You don't really know what the dynamic of their relationship is. You don't know if maybe the baby mama is dangling the kid or anything like that, because baby mamas can get a little bit sticky icky, that relationship. And I know, because as someone who's dated someone with kids, I've seen the harsh side and the other side of the whole baby mama drama. However, I do think that if he is doing that and he is making you feel like that, you should either do one of two things: have a conversation with him about it or walk away. Because if you stay and don't say anything, chances are it's not gonna stop, and at some point or the other, you're not gonna be able to take it in. You're not gonna be able to handle it. So I think sit down, have a conversation with him, tell him how you feel. But also, if you feel like it's a bit too much for you, you really should consider being with someone who wouldn't do that, whether a child or not, because there are people who still respect their relationships even when they have children with other people. So that's just my opinion. That's my 2 cents. I mean, it don't mean much, but it means something. That's it, guys. That is our little mini Q&A, Ask Naledi M official, and talk about insecurities. You know what? Insecurities are a big thing, guys. And I always say this. For me personally, you need to learn how to be with someone who respects and tries to diminish the amount of times that they raise your insecurities. If that person can't even try to, kind of mitigate that situation, then that's a worrying factor. Because for me, if my boyfriend feels some type of way about me being at a certain place with certain people, I really will consider his feelings if it's within the scope of considering those feelings. But if he's just being, obviously, out of the water, I wouldn't. But I do think that it's important we understand that our insecurities are also a self-shadow work, kind of look inside yourself, understand where they're rooted from, and deal with that as well. Because a lot of the time we expect other people to be the ones to pay for the mistakes that other people did. So you need to understand where your insecurities are stemmed from. If your insecurities are a stem of the person that's in front of you, you might need to reconsider that. If you walked into that with no issues, you might need to reconsider that. But if you walked into that relationship with those insecurities, you might need to question if whether you're doing this because of what you've been through or whether your situation is valid. But yeah, guys, that is it. Naledi M official has broken it down, giving you a Q&A. Don't forget to check out Insecure. It is premiering season 5 on the 25th of October at 10 p.m. on One Magic Channel 103 Central African Time. Make sure to let me know, comment down below on what you're expecting for season 5. I'm so excited. The finale is going to be so lit. But that is it with our Q&A. I'll see you guys in my next Q&A on Hotspot.